Euro qualifying and international break is over. It's time to get back to club football, and we got some massive games this weekend. Manchester City hosting Arsenal, Der Klassiker in Germany. Sneaky good matchup with Real Madrid and Athletic Bilbao. Welcome back to the Plus Money Podcast, your home for the best soccer bets in 15 minutes or less. He's Ani Sridhar. I'm Andrew Passaro. You can follow us at Andrew Passaro, at Ani323, at the Plus Money Pod. It's a good weekend, Easter weekend. Arsenal, Manchester City, huge one for the Premier League race. We're going to start, though, Tottenham taking on Luton Town. Both teams to score has hit into 13 out of the last 15 matches in all comps for Luton. So I love Tottenham and both teams to score at plus 100. Spurs have conceded in 4 out of the last 5 games. Kind of been little all over the place, tough to read at times, but I think they get things done at home. I don't hate also Luton team total over 1.5 at plus 200. Luton have scored 2 or more goals in 5 of the last 10, and Tottenham have given up 2 or more in 5 out of the last 9. There's just a ton of value there. Wouldn't put a full unit on it, but I think there's something there.
Yeah, I mean, I like Tottenham 9+ shots on target at plus 135. This is one I've been looking at in every game Luton plays against on for the opposition. We saw Bournemouth have that crazy comeback against Luton and just pepper the net. Tottenham at home, attacking style of play against a weak back line. I like it. And I'm going to also ladder it up to 10 plus at plus 240 for the shots on target for Tottenham.
That's nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Some other good games on Saturday in the Premier League. We got Sheffield United taking on Fulham. Uh, didn't realize this. 7 straight matches, 3 or more goals have come in Fulham matches. That's coming in at minus 152. Awesome parlay piece for the weekend. I like Fulham in over 2.5 at plus 145. They've been playing really good footy. Sheffield have been awful. Doesn't matter if they're home or they're away. They're losing games. If you don't like the over 2.5 in this one, like I do, Fulham at over 1.5 at minus 105 is also just insane value. Um, lots to like there with Fulham. I know you got something for Chelsea. They're taking on Burnley this weekend.
Yeah, home game for Chelsea at the Bridge. They have not lost a game since the Carabao Cup final in February against Liverpool. They've scored at least 2 goals in every game since then. I like Chelsea to win this and win big. I like the over 2.5 team total for Chelsea at plus 112. The offense is clicking. Everyone but Raheem Sterling, in my opinion, looks pretty good. Nico Jackson has looked better recently. Mudrik's been fantastic off the bench. We just got the news that Romeo Lavia is out for the rest of the season, but Caicedo's been pretty strong. Endo's been coming into his own, so I like Chelsea to net at least 3 here at home against a relegation side.
Do you want to take one more thing from that? I had it on my card, wasn't going to give it out, but you've inspired me. Over 3.5 goals at plus 126. It's hitting 8 out of the last 10 Chelsea games. So lots of goals in Chelsea games, and I think they should eviscerate Burnley.
You got I can't remember if David Fofana's out on loan or if he was sold to Burnley.
I think he's on loan, but
Okay,
I'm not
so
sure.
he won't play, I guess, in this contest, which is a big miss for Burnley because he's been kind of their goal scorer recently. But yeah, I still think Chelsea roll here.
All right, I'm jumping to Bournemouth taking on Everton. I don't have a crazy stat here. Bournemouth are a plus 115 on the money line against Everton. This is
Gotta
just
take it. Yeah.
this is Bournemouth at home against Everton that aren't good. You just have to take that. It might be a trap, but I'm taking it anyways. Just gotta do it. Jumping to Easter Sunday, 9 a.m. Liverpool versus Brighton. I had a lot of things that I looked at here. Liverpool and both teams to score. Liverpool and over 3.5, which is plus 150, which I think is playable. But I'm going to Darwin Nunez, 2 shots on target in the game at plus 100. You got to get that one quick because that's going to a minus number really quick. He has done that in 7 out of his last 10 starts for Liverpool. Um, he didn't go with Uruguay on the international break, stuck around because he was nursing a little bit of an injury. But I think he's played a ton of games, so I'm expecting him to be fine, expecting him to start. Just love the value there for Nunez. What do you like in this one as Liverpool try to go back to top of the table?
Yeah, I like the team total again here. I like Liverpool over 2.5 team total at plus 106. I was shocked that I was getting plus odds on this, to be honest, with how the Liverpool attack's been looking recently. Brighton's a team that doesn't play defense. Liverpool at home, trying to get, like you said, back to the top of the table. They know what's happening later on Sunday. between City and Arsenal. So this is a big chance for them to ideally get 3 points and hope for a draw in City Arsenal. So
Yeah, they're in an okay. Let's jump to that game. Manchester City taking on Arsenal, Master versus Apprentice, Pep versus Arteta. Obviously, we saw Arsenal get a win there, and I went and did some research. Since Arteta has taken over at Arsenal, they are 1-5 against Manchester City in the Premier League. I took out the FA Cup game, I took out the League Cup game, I took out the Community Shield because it doesn't matter. But 5-1, and there are 3 games at the Etihad. City have won all 3 of them. 1-0, 5-0, and 4-1. So potential goals, which I like. I think this one is going to be open, but there's some bigger news here with John Stones, Kevin De Bruyne, and Kyle Walker all picking up slight knocks while they're off at international break. And on the opposite side for Arsenal, Ben White didn't go to England because he's feuding with the club with the manager, and Bukayo Saka
Saka.
was rested. So
And they
there
got
is the
Timber
slight,
back. And
yeah.
Timber came back for the Netherlands, and he should be fit for Arsenal. I don't know if he'll start and go 90, but that's another option on the back line that he can play in a left back position too. So,
A
um,
spot that's plagued Arsenal, frankly, since he went out. So,
so
um, there's a lot of things that I like here. Manchester City team total over 1.5 is -115, which is playable for me. Anytime you're going to get a City team to score twice at a number like that
at
is
home
playable.
too. At home.
City, City and yeah, at home too. City and over 1.5 +115, same thing. Like we've seen them win these games big. Um, I also like both teams to score in over 3.5. I hope we get like some crazy 2-2 classic. We saw that happen literally a year ago on Easter. Arsenal went to Liverpool, tied 2-2 in a great game. Firmino getting that last second winner or the last second equalizer, excuse me. So I think if you're going to go both teams to score, tack on the over 3.5 here because I don't see this as a 1-1 personally. And lastly, I don't hate at +200 Arsenal team total over 1.5. This Manchester City defense has been suspect. The idea that they couldn't get 2 here, I don't think it's crazy. I don't want that to happen, but at the same time, if Arsenal win this game, there's no way they're doing it, only scoring once. So you might as well try to profit off it. Like you already said, I'd love the draw. A Manchester City win is good for Liverpool. A draw is great for Liverpool, just as long as Arsenal don't win the game. But I'm not going to be betting on that. I'm just going to take goals. What do you got?
I've got just City money line. Just if you're gonna give me City money line at anything that's not like +1, like +150, -150, I'm gonna take it. And they're at what -110 right now on the money line. Done. At home. Title potentially on the line in this game. Pep's not losing this. No way. I like what you said. City and over 1.5 gets you plus odds. I'm gonna add that to my card as well. I'm keeping it simple here. City's winning this at home. Arsenal can kick rocks.
All right, I have 2 more things for everybody. We're going to the MLS. Jovic, the striker for LA Galaxy, anytime goal scorer, +200. He's scored in 5 straight games. He has tied
Shit.
the record for the most goals to start a season in consecutive games. So we'll
When
see
is
if he
this
can
game?
break that. They're playing Saturday night,
All right.
10:30.
Good
Seattle
to know.
Sounders, who have not gotten
Okay.
off to a good start. Over 3.5 in LA Galaxy games has hit in 4 straight. Both teams to score has hit in all 5 of their games this season. So
Love
the over
that.
3.5 you can play on its own. Both teams to score, probably a solid parlay piece if you've got any tournament games, if you've got any NBA games, NHL games, whatever you need a piece late in the night. I love that for Saturday night. And then here's my research for the weekend that led me to a +332 3-leg parlay. We're going to start early Saturday morning. Napoli taking on Atalanta. Both teams to score is -160. 4 out of the last 5 head-to-head matches between these clubs have gone both teams to score. 9 out of the last 10 Napoli games, both teams to score, and it's hitting 8 straight. So there's a ton of history with that one. Their defense is leaky, but they're finding form offensively. It's going to be a great game, but it's at 6:30 in the
Yeah.
morning. No one's waking up for that. Bayern and Dortmund, the over 3.5 goals in this game is at like -160. It is hit in 10 out of the last 11 games in all comps. It's hit in 9 straight matchups.
That's
Um,
crazy.
the over 4.5 is hit in 5 out of the last 9. And even that is only like +140.
That's
So
insane.
it's insane value. I don't love it. Like it's all over the place. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Fulham and Sheffield, the over 2.5. You've gotten 3 goals in 7 straight Fulham games. So that parlay is plus 332. You want to add a couple more legs. Here's what else I like. This would get it up to plus 760. You add the both teams to score in the Spurs Luton game, and you add Leverkusen and over 1.5 this weekend. We know Leverkusen. We know what they do. That's a 5-leg Saturday parlay plus
Right.
760. You want to take out Leverkusen, it's plus 448. You want to take out Spurs, it's plus 577. And if you want to do the same 5-leg parlay with Dortmund, Bayern, only over 2.5 plus 548, tons of options there for you. These are some of the best trends I've seen of late. So those are all things I'm taking. If you really, really, really want to add something to it, add the Jovic at the end at plus 200. That number is going to be insane. I can't
That
even
is that is yeah.
can't even imagine that number. Um, and then Monday, I'll be back on Twitter because we have a bunch of great games. Serie A, there's games all day, including Lecce versus Roma. As you guys know, we're big on Roma right now.
Roma,
And
baby.
Villarreal versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid currently a plus number on the money line with Griezmann returning to
He's
uh to
back.
to practice. So that game is going to be fun on Monday. Tons of stuff coming up. So if you're not following, follow us now at Andrew Passaro, at Ani323, at the Plus Money Pod. And don't forget, double game week. We've got a full midweek slate of Premier League that we're going to have to come back for you earlier in the week because we've got Chelsea and Manchester United in the middle of next week ahead of Liverpool and Manchester United on the weekend. It's
Weekend.
all
Yep.
happening. Best time of the year to be a
It's
soccer
it's
fan.
it's pedal to the metal to the end of the season now.
Yeah,
It's really until Champions League final. It's just straight footy,
it's
and then we
all
got
gas,
and it's
no
Copa
breaks.
America and we got Euros at right
Bro,
when it ends.
we're
Right
not
when the
stopping.
domestic season ends, it goes right into the international games.
We're not stopping until my birthday mid-July, and I
Yeah.
cannot wait for that. And by that point, if I keep watching the MLS as much as I will,
Then
this
we
is going
got
to become an MLS
friendlies.
show.
And then we got friendlies and the season starts back up in August. So
I know.
it's
I know. It's
ridiculous.
it's it's a great time. So once again, follow us. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit like, hit review, send it to everybody. Who else is going to give you this many picks at a plus number in 13 minutes? Because I don't know anybody else. We'll catch you next week. Let's stay positive.